Hello viewers, tutorial 1 question 2, and we are factorising. Now factorising is just expanding in reverse. If you think back to question 1, we had something that was in 2 brackets and we needed to multiply it out to get rid of the brackets. Here we just need to do exactly the opposite. We need to put it into brackets. Factorising and expanding are reverse processes of each other. So while this is a Factorise video, if you played it backwards somehow, it would become an expand video. So what have we got to factorise? We have x squared minus 9x plus 14, which has that quadratic look about it. It has an x squared, it has an x, and it just has a number at the end there. And you'll remember from video 1 that that's exactly the form in which our answer ended up. It came out from from expanding 2 brackets. So it had, our answer was 2 brackets, and there's something inside those brackets. What would we expand out to get an x squared? We would expand out an x times an x, so that would be an x in the first bracket and x in the second bracket. Now there would be some number with the x in each bracket, and we need to work out what those 2 numbers will be. So we need to look for 2 numbers that add to minus 9 but multiply to positive 14. So we need to figure out a pair of numbers that does that for us. So let's do that in a systematic way. So does 1 go into 14? Yes, because 14 is 1 times 14. So one possible pair of numbers is 1 and 14 and the negatives. So we've got 1. Now does 2 go into 14? Yes, because 14 is 2 times 7. So 2 and 7 and the negatives. Now does 3 go into 14? No, because 14 divided by 3 is not a whole number. What about 4? 14 over 4, not a whole number. 14 over 5, again not a whole number. 6, 14 over 6, not a whole number. 14 over 7, yep, but we've already got 7, so we have the lot. So we need to work out which pair of numbers adds up to minus 9. First pair, 1 plus 14 is 15, which is not minus 9. Second pair, minus 1 plus negative 14 is minus 15. Again, that's not minus 9. Third pair, 2 plus 7 is 9. We're getting closer. We've got the 9 but not the negative. What about that last pair? Negative 2 plus negative 7 is negative 9. Exactly what we want. So it's that pair there. It's going to be minus 2 and minus 7. So one of those numbers goes in the first bracket along with the x. The second one goes in the second bracket along with the x. So we get x minus 2 and x minus 7. Let's check our answer. Let's expand that. So if we do that, we get x times x is x squared. X times 7 is minus 7x. So we've got x squared minus 7x minus 2x. And minus 7x minus 2x is your minus 9x is your middle term. And the last is going to be x is going to be minus 2 times minus 7, which gives you positive 14. So expanding this gives x squared minus 7x minus 2x plus 14, which is x squared minus 9x plus 14. So it works. Okay, so that's question 2a. Now 2b, we have another expression here to factorise. We have x squared minus 6x plus 8. Again, it has that quadratic look about it, so it's going to be 2 brackets, and the x is going to come from multiplying x times x. So we're looking for 2 numbers, a pair of numbers This time it's going to add to minus 6, but multiply to 8. So, let's do our systematic thing. So does 1 go into 8? Yeah, it does. So 1 pair is 1 times 8, and don't forget the negatives. Now does 2 go into 8? Yep, so that's 2 times 4, and the negatives thereof as well. And does 3 go into 8? No, 8 divided by 3 is not a whole number. What about 4? Yep, but we've got 4 already. Okay, so we need to find a pair that adds to minus 6. 1 plus 8 is 9. Nope. Minus 1 plus minus 8 is minus 9. Not what we want. 2 plus 4 is 6. Not quite negative 6, but it's looking on the right track. And minus 2 plus minus 4. Yep, that gives us minus 6. So it's that pair. Minus 2 goes in one bracket. Minus 4 goes in the other bracket, along with the x's. Order there doesn't really matter. After all, multiplication is what we call commutative, which is just a fancy way of saying order doesn't matter. So if you put x minus 4, x minus 2, that would be correct as well. Now, if you want an opportunity to do a bit of further practice, why not use the fact that they are reverse processes of each other, factorising and expanding. So one way you could practice your factorising and your expanding is create an expression, and probably in factorised form would be easier because you can just make up 2 numbers at random to go in the brackets along with the x. You probably don't want to start with something in expanded form. Let's say you set yourself the task of expanding out x squared plus 2x plus 5. You will be looking there for 2 numbers that add to 2 but multiply to 5. Your search will end up with you being empty-handed because there's no such pair there. So it might be easiest to start off in factorised form, expand your expression, and then if you factorise it, you should have gone full circle and back to where you began. So you can actually make up your own questions if you want to try expanding and factorising. Thanks for watching. Over and out.